So my theory is that Pandora's box has been opened. And what I mean by this is that the world was heading this direction anyways. And I feel like the pandemic just sped up the process. I give you an example. Right now, there are 6 and 7 year olds who are becoming very technically savvy with technology. You feel me? And I don't know what the ripple effects would that be into the future, but I have a couple of guesses that I might give. And unfortunately, some of these children will not focus, and they will slip through the cracks, and hopefully, people could assist them in the future. Because this is very difficult. It doesn't cater towards everybody's natural abilities, right? So hopefully those children put prayers out for them and help them out. Definitely. And then they're gonna be other groups of children where they're just gonna be average, right? They're gonna make it, and they're gonna learn, and they're gonna be just like as they were in school. And then they're gonna be a small group of children. They're gonna be like beyond anything we've ever met. You know, because within the palm of your hands is the device that whatever idea you have, you go search. I was a child that I loved PBS. Absorb the knowledge, nature, the what else, Nova, all these things, and PBS was amazing. PBS gave me the Magic School Bus. All these things that when I was in ninth grade, 10th grade, people call me the whiz kid because I knew so much about the world because PBS. I love PBS. Even to this day, I still like it. Um, but I definitely think there's more knowledge out there available, you know. So that's why I think Pandora's box has been open, because it's just there's just so much information that's no longer. This is the information age. This is the age where data is accessible to everyone. And it's becoming more accessible. I mean, you can always if you have a different opinion, then you could easily find you could easily find and back up your views very well, you know. But I suspect this is Pandora's box, and I don't know the myth that well. All I know that there's a box, and once it was open, a lot of crazy shit came out of it. And maybe the box is the phone this time. Technology G5. This is amazing. Like whatever question you have. They say like in 2000, if you were at a party and people say, "Why is the sky blue?" And then you sit around and you have like a discussion like, "Well, I think this," and then you probably have that friend that was a science guy, and you're like, "Oh, it's because of that." But now, if you say, "Why is the sky blue?" Well, just go on Google, type it up. I'm pretty sure it'll tell you. You know. What's another question? How far is the Earth from the sun? I don't know. I never knew. But now I know if I go to Google, it'll tell me within seconds. And it could be any search engine. Google just happens to be the one that I remember 2007 when everything was starting. That there was Yahoo, there was Bing, there was Ask Jeeves. I really like Ask Jeeves. And maybe Google is getting too conceited because they feel like or these other companies that become like monopolies where they I digress. Pandora's box has been opened. You are the movie. You really have become the movie. The old stars, some of them have done very well into transitioning into this new medium. And the younger stars being born are flourishing, and they're meeting halfway. And everyone's a star. You're a star. I'm a star. There's 7 types of stars in the universe. I think it's OMB, ANF, GKM, 4 plus 3, 7. Yeah, 7 types of stars. Even there's just a couple subcategories within those categories. But that's when you look up into the sky, you see GK. I think our sun's a G type of star. I'm not an astronomy guy. It's just my layman knowledge that I have of it. But yeah, the new stars are being born right now, and this is the medium that it's presenting themselves. And some of the old stars just like fuck it. I made a lot of money. I don't want to do this shit. And the new stars are like, what am I witnessing? What's trending, and it's something where I'm like, you guys are. I want to see a class of individuals who. This is just my own like vision. Like I want to see a person or people who have a what's that word? Let me collect my thoughts. People who I'll give you an example. The golden age of Mexican cinema was in the 1940s and 50s. Los tres gallos de oro. I think that's what I don't know what you call them. I forgot. I'm not an expert in Mexican cinema. My grandfather used to love watching it. I used to sit with him. It was black and white, and it was very powerful. The acting, it was very real. It felt like even though they didn't have technology, they didn't have all these things, the human beings that were on cinema were treated it like a craft, treated it like an art. It wasn't just a way to make money. They weren't mimicking anything. They were just being themselves, right? Now, teleport yourself to 2020, and the type of artists that I see, the type of stars are just, they're regurgitating the exact same thing they've heard and filtering it through their own creative process, which it is pretty nice. But I kind of feel like cyberpunk. We've been stuck in the 1980s. Like, cyberpunk idea has been like, it's old. I love cyberpunk. It's not attack on that specific genre, but maybe more like, when will the new stars start to like do a new genre? Like, I'll give you an example of an idea that I thought of, and I'll leave you on this. So Star Wars, right? There's the dark side, right, and there's the light side, right? I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars guy, so I'm murdering these things. But there's use the Force, and the other one is like embrace your anger, right? And it's like, why does it have to be so rigid? Like, why you have to only be the dark side or the light? Why can't I like be a mixture of both? What if there's a character that's like, he's not good, but he's not bad. He's just a complex character. Like, I'm just whatever I want to do. Like, I could attack the dark side, and then I could attack the light. Because I feel like both of them are idiots. That's what I mean by a complex character. And I'm pretty sure they have a complex character to that nature. But I'm saying as a force, like forces that uses both the power of the left and of the right. It mixes both. Kind of like Little Darky. That's the one. That's the guy who I've heard right now, who I really like, because before he became Little Darky, he was Brahma, right? And see, Brahmin, I think it's Brahmins are spiritual. In India, I think he's from India, half of his side. Brahmins are the people who sustain the fire, the spiritual aspect. The who venerate the deities, right? So, but since he manifested himself in America, and he still has those that energy within him, like in India, he would have been Brahma, or Brahmin. I think one of those. In America, he's a little darky, because he sees that we're in a different universe. He would have been the light. Right here, he has to incorporate use more elements of dark humor, and it could be scary at points, because dark humor is an art that's very it's very misunderstood. I don't think it's bad or good. I just think who is ever wielding that sword, and it is a sword, could create great works of art, or could do much damage. But these are just my thoughts and my ideas. The box being open, where like I am on the movie screen, you are on the movie screen. Before it was only 5 companies, right, in your local television, and then when you were on TV, you're like, oh, I made it. Right now it's algorithms deciding who goes to the top, and who stays. And of course, there's people who like me who are like, I love making videos. You know, even if I only get 100 people in my lifetime, well, that's a success. Even if I only got one, that's a success. You know, and if you made it this far, thank you. You have a good one.